Aloha, friends and family, and welcome back to the channel. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are very interested in your evolution of consciousness because we see you as an aspect of ourselves. When you go through life looking at every other thing that you encounter as another aspect of yourself, it is much easier to stay interested in life. When you go through life in a very ego-oriented way, excuse me, and you think that there is a very solid and stable line between you and everyone else that you encounter, that's when you can get lonely, bored, uninspired, and uninterested in life. But when you experience someone else's success as your success and someone else's failure as your failure, then you know you are connected, and then you can maintain that interest in life. You are a part of a living organism known as the human collective consciousness. You contribute to that consciousness, and you benefit from what others contribute to it. So every experience then can be made available to you if you take the time to tune into that which is a very large aspect of who you really are. You have a choice, always, in this life. If you are not involved with another person romantically, and you would like to be, and you see two people who are obviously romantically involved with each other walking down the street, you have a choice. It may not seem like you have a choice in that moment, but you do. You want to start making the choice to see the happiness of others as your own before you take your lonely feeling self outside to a place where you're going to see a lot of couples kissing and cuddling. You want to tune yourself to this truth that everyone else and what they are living is also yours to glean from it what you will. Even your fictional stories, whether they be a book, movie, play, TV, or puppet show form, it doesn't matter. They can also be a way for you to connect to a character that seems very real. As you suspend your knowing that these are lines and actors and actresses and characters, and that there's music and a set design and lots involved in getting you to feel something, then you can enjoy a feeling connection to that story. That story is your story. That writer or creator or whatever it is you're witnessing for entertainment got that story from a collective consciousness which you are a part of. And all of your past life selves have contributed, and in some ways are still contributing to the human collective consciousness. So you can become more interesting as a person by delving into history books, or you can do so by watching that happy couple sharing an ice cream cone and imagination, and imagining that you are feeling what they are feeling. You don't have to make the choice of separation and jealousy, envy, and resentment. You can be the bigger person and experience it all, making you more interesting and life more interesting at the same time. That is how we, without physical bodies, without a home to lay down in a bed inside, stay interested. We do it because we know that we are living everything that you are, and to us, that's exciting. We have the capacity to feel joy, love, freedom, and power and we recognize that more and more humans are discovering their ability to feel the way they want to feel. It is an exciting time for all of you as you are developing an ability to determine what type of energy you are putting out into the world. We would say that humanity has been largely reactionary in terms of how you would feel what you feel. Something good happens, you feel a good feeling emotion. And when something bad happens, you would feel a bad feeling emotion. The way that humanity has dealt with the issue of what you feel in a positive way over the millions of years that you've been on Earth is by putting yourselves in monasteries, caves, convents, anywhere you could find to essentially hide from the world. Humans on a spiritual path have typically attempted to transcend feeling as if that is the answer. Other humans will deny their emotions, numb themselves to them, or try to think their way out of them. We do not recommend these approaches. These approaches are showing themselves for what they are. Emotions are not to be escaped from or ignored. They are to be embraced, and you are to activate the good feelings in order to create the reality that matches those feelings. You cannot do that if you've closed yourself off to any emotion. Any emotion that you do not allow to flow through you is going to stifle the rest. So if you are one of the ones who is saying that you don't really feel much of anything anymore, then you have to start by feeling what you've been avoiding. Allow yourselves to experience what has been right there beneath the surface of your conscious awareness for quite some time. And in so doing, you will open the floodgates. You will be able to experience more love, more joy, more peace, and more of everything else that you want to feel. And that is true spiritual mastery. It's not about hiding away in some spiritual sanctuary that keeps you from experiencing the rest of the world as it is. It's not about making your lives smaller so that less can go wrong and affect you and elicit an unwanted emotion. This spiritual evolution that you are taking part in consciously is about feeling it all and then choosing from within what you've been able to access. That's how you create your reality. Instead of letting your reality dictate how you feel all the time, this is what you came to Earth and the solar system to master. We are extremely pleased with the amount of compassion that we see on earth at this time. There is a tremendous opening of humanity's heart chakra in response to the tragedies and traumas that are occurring there on earth. You have greater access to news from the other side of the planet now, and that brings you closer together as a human collective. It seems like things are getting worse on Earth because you're aware of more than you ever have been before. Humanity began opening their hearts for each other a long, long time ago, and the practice that you've had of feeling compassion for your neighbors, your friends, and your relatives has now been extended out to people in countries that you will never visit. This is remarkable. Yes, you still have racism and sexism, mass shootings, and hate crimes. You do still have all of these atrocities and more occurring on your planet. But there's now more compassion being felt, and there are more humans opening their hearts up to people who they do not feel any real connection to in a lot of ways. It used to be that you would feel so much more for someone if they were a member of your family than if they were a complete stranger living thousands of miles away from you. But now we are seeing that you have opened yourselves up enough to where you can feel for someone who you will never meet, and you can recognize that person as another aspect of you. You can see how what they feel is what you feel. You are all getting so much better at recognizing that you do have feelings, feeling them and extending your heart energy out to anyone who is in need. And we are talking specifically to those of you who are awake, because we know that a big part of your awakening journey has to be the opening of your heart chakra. You begin to experience the world differently. You experience nature and animals in a different way than you did before. And we know the temptation for the empath is to shut that chakra back down, to close it off, and to huddle in the corner because of how much you do feel. But we see so many of you emerging from those corners with more tools than ever to help you navigate through a world that needs you, that is thirsty for compassion and heartfelt healing energy. We have said this before, and we will say it again. You are the ones who are being called upon to deliver to your fellow humans, and sometimes you have to feel some things that you wouldn't want anyone to feel. But you also know that you don't want to go back to feeling separate, alone, and a being who is significantly less than source energy. And so there you are, grounding in the highest frequency energies possible, feeling all of that compassion and sending that healing energy to all corners of the globe. We could not be prouder. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. And we leave you in the love, unity, and light of the infinite Creator. Until we meet again.